Morning guys, it is now the next day. I'm honestly not sure what day of our trip this is at this point. Last night we got McDonald's and I was very pleasantly surprised. I just got a double cheeseburger and then Hunter got a cheeseburger with 4 patties, which was actually crazy. He didn't finish it because their meat here is a lot thicker than the McDonald's meat in the US. The food also didn't feel as greasy and the fries weren't as salty, which I liked personally. Hunter said he likes them saltier. We just stuck to the food that we usually get in the US. They did have like a teriyaki egg burger that I was gonna get, but I kind of just wanted something familiar. We came back to the room after that and just hung out in the room the rest of the night, and it was honestly really nice to just rest. It's bright and early and we have a couple plans for the day because it's supposed to rain the rest of our trip, and so we kind of want to pack in a bunch of stuff today. So we're going to be doing the zoo, the aquarium, we're going to go to a couple museums, and then we're also going to go to another Pokemon Center. So it's going to be a very filled day, but it's going to also be very fun. We're actually going to go back to McDonald's for breakfast because we both want to try their breakfast menu. It looks very similar to the US, but still. And also it's only like 700 feet from us. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to meet up with our friends and go to the zoo. I think we have to take a train there. It's like a 15-minute train ride from us, which honestly is not too bad. We also just did a quick pickup of our room because we want to have housekeeping come and clean it. So after they clean it, I'll do a little room tour for you guys. We've really enjoyed our hotel. Our room is very small, but it's worked perfect for just the two of us. Hunter is styling today. He's got his Harry Potter shirt on and I love it on him. His herbology. I figured since we're going to the zoo, it could be good. Breakfast was definitely a success. It tasted like the US breakfast. The hash browns were crispier in my opinion though. But now we're off to go to 7-Eleven because I'm craving a purple Red Bull. That has been one of my favorite drinks here because we don't have it in the US. This is the best flavor in my opinion. This one is 10 out of 10. We're currently at the zoo right now and we are having such a blast. We've been here for about an hour now and we've only explored half of it. The nature in the zoo is done so well. There's greenery everywhere and it's providing very nice shade, which has been very nice. We saw the pandas and then we saw a lot of birds and penguins. But we're gonna go to the other side and check out the tigers, which will be really cool. This zoo does not stink as much as the other ones that I've been to, which I don't know how they do it, but it is very clean here. We were just in the vivarium, which has all of the frogs and lizards and snakes, and that was my absolute favorite part of the zoo. The tanks are so beautiful in there. Usually Hunter and I critique tanks because we built our own crested geckos tank and we spent a lot of time on it and everything is real inside of his tank, but these tanks actually get like an 8 out of 10. Usually zoo tanks are not it. It's really cool because they have a lot of species that you don't see in US zoos, so we did see a lot of animals that Hunter was very excited to see. He's a little bit of an animal nerd. I didn't really know what the animals were. Wow! Wow! the most beautiful aquarium that I have ever seen. These tanks are pristine. They are so clean and so nice. While we were gone, they cleaned our room, so I thought I would do a little bit of a room tour for you guys while it's clean. Right when you walk into the room, there's a mirror on this left side, so I've been looking at my outfits in this every morning, which has been nice. So a little mirror, and then on this side, there's hooks that we've been hanging our bags on. And then on the left side of the room is our tiny bathroom, but it's honestly been perfect. The toilet has a bidet, and then it also has a heated seat. But we can't figure out how to turn the heated seat off, so it's kind of been horrible for this trip because it's so hot out. And then if you come into the room, our bed is in this corner, and it's actually really comfortable. I think it's like a larger full-size bed, so it is on the smaller side, but it's worked perfect for us. And then they did give us 2 robes, which honestly I've been wearing. When they came to clean the room, they gave us 2 fresh ones, so that's been really nice. And then they also gave us slippers. We haven't even opened up the slippers yet, but I think we can take both of these home. And then we have our TV right here. We haven't watched anything on the TV because I think it's just Japanese channels, which we wouldn't understand. And then we also have this little desk right here, and I've been using this mirror to get ready in, which has been nice. And then we do have a fridge. Our fridge honestly does not get that cold, so we've just had water in there. There's our suitcases in the corner, and then a little chair right here, and we've kind of just been using this as an area where we open up our suitcases. Good morning. It is currently 10:30 in the morning. We slept in a little bit, but it was much needed because we had such a long day yesterday. Hunter ran to go get us some breakfast because I was not ready in time, and breakfast ends at 10:30, so he left like 20 minutes ago to go get us breakfast. He's gonna bring it back, and then we're gonna eat here before we leave for the day. But I wanted to update you guys because yesterday we had one of the best days here in Japan, and I loved absolutely everything that we did, so I wanted to talk about it with you guys. We started with eating breakfast, and then we took a train to go to the zoo. I think it's called Uneo Zoo. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it was one of the most beautiful zoos that I've ever been to. It didn't even smell like a zoo, which is funny because most zoos stink so bad. Anyways, that's not the point, but it was so clean there, and all of the animals had big enclosures where it wasn't sad to see them in captivity. I mean, it still was, but they looked like they are well taken care of. They had a lot of rescues there, and they had it on the plaque saying that they were rescues from the wild, which I thought was really cool. There was a lot of shaded areas, and the plants there were absolutely beautiful. There was 2 different sides of the zoo, so we started with the first side. I believe it was on the left side, and that had a bunch of birds, penguins, and then it had a reptile house. And the reptile house was definitely me and Hunter's favorite because we have a crested gecko at home, and so we love looking at all of the tanks and the different reptiles. We had a lot of fun on that side, but we were kind of kicking ourselves because we should have started on the other side of the zoo because all of those exhibits ended at 11:30, and we were there for like 4 hours. And so when we got to this other side of the zoo, all of those animals were put up for the day because it was so hot. That side had the polar bears, and it had the pandas and the tiger, and we didn't get to see any of those. I would definitely recommend going to the zoo. We had a lot of fun. Like I said, we spent like 4 hours walking around there, and I feel like for what we paid for the tickets, it totally makes sense because we were there for so long. Next, we went to a nature and science museum, which is right next to the zoo. The tickets were $7 US per person. Honestly, I was a little bit disappointed with the museum. It did have 4 floors, but there was only 2 exhibits on each floor, and they were very small, so I don't know if I would recommend that necessarily. And then right after that, we went to the Sky Tree, which is basically a huge tower in the middle of the city, and you can go up to the top and overlook the entire city. We didn't end up doing that because the tickets were very pricey, and it was so busy. But there is a mall and food areas in there, and there's also an aquarium. The aquarium is called Sumida Aquarium, and it was my favorite thing that we've done so far on this trip. I can't even put into words how amazing it was. I was just in complete awe the entire time. Their tanks were so beautiful and so clean. I was surprised. If you own fish, you know that fish tanks can get dirty very quickly, but these tanks were pristine. The jellyfish was my absolute favorite exhibits. They had so many jellyfish there. We ended the night with Indian food. That has been my favorite food to eat here in Japan. Today, the boys have planned to take us to another city that's about 30 minutes from us, I believe. So we're going to be taking the train to that city. I'm not sure what the city's called. I think there is a few museums there. I know for sure there's a ramen museum, which is kind of funny. I don't know if we'll do that, but they do have that there. But of course, I'm going to bring you guys along and share a few clips from our outing today because I am really excited. Hunter should be back soon with our food. We're going to eat and then we're going to head to the train station. Hunter says if he was getting me flowers, he would give me this one, and honestly, good choice. I'm very proud. He's well trained. I also like these ones too, though. These pink ones. One thing about Japan is they know how to do plants very well. Hey guys, we made it to Yokohama. That's the city that we're in right now, and we're at a shopping mall looking at a couple of stores. We're at a plant store right now, and it is so beautiful in here. So we're just gonna be walking around this mall for the next little bit and checking some things out, and I'm not sure what else we're gonna get up to. We're at a Japanese furniture store here, and the furniture is very cute but very pricey. One thing I've noticed is their couches and their chairs sit a lot lower than ours in the US, and I kind of like it. I've been testing out all of these couches, and as you can see, they're very low to the ground. Like, this is my hand length, but I'm kind of obsessed with it because it's very comfortable. So this might be the move. Look at this innovative king. He has his bag looped around his satchel so he doesn't have to carry it. We just got to the Cup Noodle Museum and we're just walking around right now. They have all of these walls full of ramen from the different years. So it starts all the way in the 1960s and then it goes to today. So this is today's ramen on this wall. We're trying our luck to try and get this Ditto stuffed animal. We think this one could be easy to push over.
How are we looking?
I don't know, I can't tell from here.
Oh, I might be right on the money. Brother, it didn't even grab. Come on, please. Why is that back one not grabbing? Go on, bruh!
Perfecting the angle.
Seriously.
Oh, Hunter has secured the bag.
Literally.
I did not think we were gonna get that, I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so we randomly just ended up at a theme park for some reason. I have no idea why, but we're gonna do the Ferris wheel and there's a huge roller coaster. So it's pay by ride, which I kind of like. We just did the roller coaster and they did not let us have our phones or cameras, but I'm so glad I didn't take my phone or camera because that was actually insanely fun, and the adrenaline rush that you feel after you do a roller coaster is crazy. Hunter, what do you think?
10 out of 10, it was awesome.
Yeah, that was actually really fun, and it's nighttime, so you could see all of the skylights. I'm so glad that we did this. But next we're gonna do the Ferris wheel here. I really like that it's pay by ride because I think these are the only two that we're gonna end up doing, and I'm guessing that this is gonna have a beautiful view of the city. So we're honestly not sure what's going on because we're on the Ferris wheel and we're about halfway up to the top and it just completely shut off. But then also they did an announcement, but obviously we're in Japan and we don't speak Japanese, so I have no idea what they said. Hi guys, good morning. It is about 9 in the morning and we are heading to Tokyo Disney, which I am so excited about. This has been something that I've been looking forward to. I will say we did check the forecast and I think it's supposed to rain basically the entire day, but we have an umbrella and a poncho and we're just gonna enjoy it. So come along with us. made it to Tokyo Disney. Hunter's going through the little metal detector right now because something pinged off on him. But that is the entrance, and then we're gonna go explore. The train ride was only about 20 minutes, so it honestly was not bad, and it was a straight shot. Waiting in line for the Beauty and the Beast ride, and I am so excited because they do not have this in the US. That's probably where her library is.
Sick.
Hey guys, so it is our last full day here in Tokyo, Japan. We leave tomorrow and we have to leave for the airport at 9 a.m. so we are not going to be doing anything before our flight. The airport is quite a commute from when we're staying. It's probably going to take us an hour and a half to get to the airport. I would be lying if I said that it was the morning. It is currently 5 p.m. and I have not left the hotel room at all today. It has been pouring rain and so gloomy, and I am just so tired from this long trip, so I've been at the hotel just reading and hanging out here and kind of getting packed for tomorrow. Hunter and his friend Tyler went to go to some Pokemon stores that are in a town next door, and I just did not feel like going. Plus they can have some boy time. But I'm getting ready and I'm gonna go meet Hunter for some Indian food, and we're gonna have a last little date night here. Yesterday we did Disney, which was so fun, but honestly I wish that I would have done my research. They have two different parks here in Tokyo. They have Disney Tokyo and then Disney Sea, and we ended up getting tickets to Disney Tokyo because I thought that sounded more like the classic, and I thought that Disney Sea was gonna be kind of like SeaWorld where it's just sea animals, which is why I should have done my research, because come to find out, Disneyland is a lot smaller than Disney Sea, and Disney Sea has a lot of the rides that I had seen on TikTok that I wanted to do. But it's okay because we can save it for the next trip if we end up coming back here to Tokyo. So we just did Disneyland and we were there for basically the entire day. A lot of the rides that I was excited for were closed. I was really excited to do Haunted Mansion because apparently here it's more ancestor themed, whereas in Disneyland in California, which is the one I usually go to, it's more ghost themed. But that one was closed because they're turning it into the Jack Skellington theme for Halloween. They also had a few other rides that were closed, so we really did not do that many rides. I will say though that we did a Beauty and the Beast ride, which they do not have in the States, and it was absolutely amazing. They had a lot of characters in costume that came out and were taking pictures with people. Honestly, it was not too busy either. The lines were very fast. I think the longest we waited in line was 30 minutes for the Beauty and the Beast ride. But we also went during a weekday, and the forecast said it was supposed to rain all day, and it sprinkled for probably 30 minutes, and that was about it. I'm really glad that we ended up going to Disney Tokyo because it's such a cool experience. If we do end up coming back to Japan though, I am definitely going to be looking into Disney Sea tickets. Another thing that I will say is the snacks were very lacking. I feel like in the US, they literally have churro carts and ice cream carts on every single corner, but in Disney Tokyo I did not see very many of those. The only churro that we found was a creme brulee filled one, and honestly it was not that great in my opinion. They only had a few food places, and at those food places the menu was very small. But I'm gonna go to dinner and meet up with Hunter, and then we're gonna come back, finish packing up our stuff, get some good sleep because tomorrow we have a very long day. Hey guys, so it is now almost midnight here in Japan. We got back from dinner earlier. Of course we had Indian food because it has been my absolute favorite to eat here in Japan. We got all packed up and we tried to make sure that our suitcases are not overweight, so we did a lot of juggling of items because we did quite a bit of shopping here. We have an early day tomorrow because we decided that we're gonna wake up and try to go to a Pokemon Center to get Hunter a couple more packs before we leave. And then we're gonna come back here, get all packed up, and take a taxi to the airport. I will say I'm a little bit anxious about our travel day tomorrow. I do not want to miss any of our flights. We've had such an amazing trip here in Japan. It has honestly been so fun. I think some of my favorite things we did are definitely the aquarium in Shumida. I loved looking at the bookstores, so if you guys are interested in seeing that, I am making a separate vlog for that. We really just enjoyed walking around and going into different shops. Everyone here is so respectful and kind, and it is so clean here that has made for such a great trip and experience. Hunter and I are going to be going to bed to get some sleep because we're going to have a very long day tomorrow. I calculated our travel time and it's going to be over 25 hours of travel. But I wanted to thank you guys for watching this travel vlog. I hoped you enjoyed coming along with us, but I will see you guys in my next video.